This is Heartful Purge, a deck building, dungeon crawling exploration game, which is heavily inspired off of Tango Tech's Decked Out. What you currently see is the camp, and if you are part of the PureVanilla server, remember to claim one soon, as we are about to enter public beta. In this game, you will explore a wide scope of areas which hold valuable treasures, stat buffing items, and may also just include the keys to your escape out of this dungeon. As expected though, you must stay vigilant as threats lurk at every corner. For every successful run of the dungeon, you may die many times. So how do you escape? Well, you just need two items. Firstly, a piece of contraband which the corrupted army took from the kingdom which once laid in this land. And also, you must get a defibrillator, which will aid in reviving the dying heart of the mountain. Now, how do I find either of those things? Well, finding your contraband is quite simple. When you first enter the dungeon, a compass will be in the barrel near the drop-down area. It will hold the location of where the contraband is, and when you think you know its location, drop it! Now, for defibrillator, things get a bit more complicated. The main way to obtain a defibrillator is from blood altars, where you can sacrifice 3 blood essence to have a chance of being blessed with one. However, if you don't have enough blood essence or don't want to waste them, you could always go for the restart stations, which always drop a defibrillator. However, of the 3 restart stations scattered all around the dungeon, only a single one will be open. So take risks as you wish. If only there was a way to tell which restart button was open. Now remember, you must escape with both the defibrillator and contraband. If you try to leave without one or the other, it may have dire consequences for your fate. Once you enter the exit with your contraband, you have successfully done a run. Now all you need to do is give the contraband up, which will grant you some blood essence. This blood essence is used as the currency for the now opened perk store. This gives you a clear dilemma. Do you either want to use the blood essence for a quick and reliable escape, or do you want to hoard it all, keeping your green and expanding your power? Now that you know how a normal run in the dungeon goes, what was I babbling about with a deck? Now, this is one of the keys to actually start a dungeon run, where everyone is given a starter deck composed of a perk shard, which will grant you special abilities within the dungeon. Now, there are 4 main attributes granted by these perks. Essence perks will grant you more blood essence inside of the dungeon, which may aid in you buying perks and escaping. Treasure perks will distribute more coins inside of the dungeon, which you can actually take outside of the dungeon and use it to buy some very special items. Blessing perks are special in that they are a high skill level, as they require dungeon layout knowledge. However, it gives you a free drop at a random blood altar, completely skipping the process of paying for it. And finally, beacon perks, which grant you either jump boost or speed, which can aid in traversing this deadly dungeon. Remember, there is a limit on the quantity of these perks you can bring inside of the dungeon, which you can find out more about in the dungeon lobby. Remember, these limits must be abided by. The more you play, the better you get, the stronger you get. Along the way, you also may start piecing together small bits of lore to figure out exactly what happened to this place. Now you have a general idea of what this game is and how it works. It's now time to learn how to even enter it. First, go outside of the door and check the light signal is turned on. Next, get your Frost Heart, which is currently given out to those with camps on a weekly basis, and put it in the shulker on the floor. This will open the door to the dungeon. Next, make sure to set your spawn and deposit all items, especially armor. I will not replace anything you lose inside of the dungeon, as that is all on you. Continuing, place your deck on the lamp, which will then dispense a minecart for you to ride down inside of the dungeon. Don't worry, your deck will be in the barrel next to it once the run is over. Have I mentioned how crucial it is you set your spawn here? Now that you rode the minecart down, place it inside of the barrel, which will then lead you to the final room. In this room, select the difficulty you so please and then press the button to confirm. And make sure to press it only once. There will be a bit of delay and then you can go and drop down. Note that the difficulty doesn't actually make the dungeon harder, but only makes the compass spot go deeper inside. One last thing to note about this dungeon, there are random passages which will be fully randomized once you enter. Some in your benefit, and some to your detriment. You never know which way you're going to have to go, so you better be on your toes. Otherwise, this tutorial on how to play Heartful Purge is finished. Tour around the lobby and see all the knickknacks, which includes the shops, the raffle, the recommended settings and rules, and all the available perks in the game. I hope to see you all when the game launches. It has been an honor. I hope you enjoy when it releases.